Alright guys, so in this video we look at what we're trying to discuss in class. Just settle down and watch this video carefully. If you have question at the end of the lesson, do not hesitate to chat me up in the classroom where you see this video. So first we'll talk about completing squares. Okay, we have perfect square quadratic equations. We have quadratic equations that are perfect squares, e.g. if you have x plus 1 square is a perfect square, because if you expand this, we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 is a perfect square. X plus 2 squared is also a perfect square, and the expansion is x squared plus 4x plus 4. So 2x minus 1 squared is also a perfect square, and the expansion will give you 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. So these are examples of perfect square quadratic equation. When you factorize and you can have the square of binomial, then the quadratic equation is a perfect square. Now the question is, how do we make quadratic expression that is not a perfect square a perfect square? That is, how do we turn expression that are not perfect square into perfect square? That is the basis of completing square. Okay, if we have a quadratic equation whose square is not perfect, we can complete the square. And I told you the step of completing square. Step 1 is to factor out the coefficient of x, factor out the coefficient of x squared, okay, and that will always give, okay, you know, in the class we said dividing through, so it's the same thing. So when you have expression, let us use factor out. Step 2 is to have the coefficient of x, and step 3 is to square the half, and step 4 is to add and subtract the square. Okay, and then you factorize. Okay, so let us see how it goes. We are going to be using the same example we used in class and then clarify things. So example, complete the square of the following. So we are taking a, x squared plus 2x. So solution, let's talk one by one. If you look at this expression, the coefficient of x squared is 1, so we don't have anything to divide through or to factor out, so we skip step 1. So let us skip this one. Then we go to step 2. Step 2 is to have the coefficient of x, and if you look at this equation, coefficient of x equal to plus 2, half of it, half is just to multiply by half, times 1 over 2, which will give us 1 or plus 1. Then step 3 says you should square the half. Square of plus 1 equals to plus 1 square. And step 4 is to add and subtract the square. Add and subtract plus 1 square and then factorize. So we are going to have the equation equal to x squared plus 2x equal to x squared plus 2x. Add the half, add the square of the half plus 1 square and then subtract it again, minus plus 1 square. So if we simplify this, of course, this is now a perfect square. So we can factorize it to x plus 1 square minus plus 1 square will give us 1. So 1. So this is now a perfect square quadratic expression. And of course, if you expand x plus 1 square minus 1, you have the question back, x squared plus 2x. Okay, guys. So this is how to solve. It's very simple and straightforward. Let us look at another example. Example B. So here we have 5x squared plus 2x. So in this case, guys, the coefficient of x squared is 5. So we cannot skip step 1. Step 1, factor out 5 or divide through by 5, which either case. So here we have 5 squared. We're going to have 5 into 5x squared over 5 plus 2x over 5, and this will give us 5 into x squared, because 5 will cancel out 5 there, plus 2 all over 5x. That is step 1. Factor out and divide through. Okay, we forgot that step before. Then step 2. Step 2, you know what to do now. What are you to do? Very good. So you have the coefficient of x, half of 2 over 5, which is 2 over 5 times 1 over 2, and that will give us 1 over 5. So step 3 is to square the half. Square the half. Square 1 over 5, which is 1 all over 5 squared. Remember, when you are taking the coefficient of x, we always take it with a sign before it. Okay. And step 4, of course, guys, is to add and subtract the square. Add and subtract the square and then factorize. So if we follow that, guys, we have from beginning we have, from step 1 we have our x squared plus 2 over 5x plus 2 over 5x okay. This is what we have there. So if we are adding and subtracting the half, we are adding and subtracting it to the whole expression in the brackets. Okay, so whole expression in the bracket, so let us use a square bracket, plus 2 over 5x plus half plus 1 over 5 square minus, subtract it again, minus 1 over 5 square, and then you square it. So of course, again, this is a perfect square again now. So we are going to have 5 square bracket x plus 1 over 5 square, square the brackets, all square, and this will give us, okay, and at outside we have a 1 over 5 all square here, and that is what we have. So this is 5, So we can simplify this to be square bracket x plus 1 over 5 square minus 1 over 25 here. So if we open the bracket with 5, we have 5 into x plus 1 over 5 square minus 1 over 25 times 5 over 1. Let's open the bracket with 5. So we have 5 into x plus 1 over 5 square minus 1 over 5, because 5 here will be 5 here 1. So, and guys, this is a perfect square. So if you open the bracket and you collect the like terms, guys, you have the question back. So the square of 5x squared plus 2x is complete and it is a perfect square now. Another example, example 3. C. We have here 3x squared plus 7x. Okay, follow the step, guys. I will not write the step now, so we'll just follow through. Step 1, factor out 3. So we have it to be 3 into x squared plus 7 over 3x. Step 2, take the half of 7 over 3, which is 7 over 3 times 1 over 2, which is of course 7 over 6. And then the next step is to square the half. Square it, so we have 7 over 6 all squared. And of course the next step is to add this square and subtract it again from the expression inside the bracket. So we have the expression x squared plus 7 over 3x plus the square of the half square minus the square of the half again square. Then we close that bracket. And of course, guys, this is a perfect square again, so we factorize that. Change it to square bracket. Go to factorize that. Take x and take 7 over 6, add it together and square it. And if you expand it, you have x squared plus 7x plus 7 over 3x plus 7 over 6 squared minus, you can open that bracket to give you 49 over 36. And that is what we have, guys. So if we open the bracket with 3, we have 3 into 3 plus 7 into x plus 7 over 6 square minus 3 times 49 over 36. So 3 here 1, 3 here 12. So the whole expression, guys, becomes 3 into 3 plus 7 over 6 square minus 49 over 12. And this is now a perfect square. And the square of that expression, guys, is complete. So this is one aspect of completing squares. Okay, one aspect of completing squares. So if you are watching this video, you take this activity, okay, complete the square of this expression d. Let's say we have x squared plus 5x, and there's e, or 5x squared plus 2x. So we already have that. 5x squared plus let's say x. Let's complete the square of this expression. Scan your answer and send it to me via email or via classroom if you are watching this video. So see you in the next video, where we are going to discuss completing the square of trinomial. This is for binomial. The next one